Hello, you guys. Welcome back. And if you are new here, welcome. My name is Violetta Alexis, and I've been a tarot reader for 5 years. Before we get started, I do want to give a special shout out to our trusted sponsor, Psychic Source. Psychic Source is the oldest and most trusted psychic service in the industry, and they have been around for over 35 years. Now, you know I love diving into tarot and astrology with you, but sometimes it pays off to go a little bit deeper, and that is where Psychic Source comes in. Their community is full of vetted, gifted advisors, where only about 2% that apply actually get in, and you can connect in any way that you feel is most comfortable, whether it's a phone call, video chat, or text. I actually tried a session myself, and it was pretty eerie on how much they picked up on, considering that they were validating things I had already been picking up on my own readings, and I was able to move forward with a little bit more clarity, and I love that. The best part, through my link, you can get up to 40 minutes for $19.80. That is a $240 value. You don't have to use all your minutes at once, and you can even try multiple advisors until you find the right one for you. And since you're watching on YouTube, you can scan the QR code to start your session instantly. Thank you so much to Psychic Source for sponsoring and supporting this channel. And if you've been looking for a sign to gain personal clarity, this is it. Let's go ahead and see what is going to happen the next time that you see your person, Aries. Take what resonates and leave what doesn't. Reverse the roles if you need to. The mutual energy between the both of you is cardinal, and you're a cardinal sign, and then Fantasyland. It almost feels like the both of you are putting the cart before the horse. So what can this look like? This can look like rushing something or wanting to take initiative in the connection, although there may not be enough grounded in reality to actually see it through or to keep it going. So maybe there is a lot of fantasy in this connection, sexual fantasizing, or, thinking about the future and what it could look like, but maybe you guys are needing to make practical plans to get there, or a to-do list, so to speak. Maybe you guys have been in separation for a while and you both really want to text each other. You keep thinking about it, but nothing is actually happening. Nobody's actually making a move. Nobody is deciding what they want to say. So for the both of you, there's a desire to want to take initiative, because I think that there is a lot of fantasizing going on, but I don't know if that's actually what's happening, what's going to happen, or even maybe what's happening now. So it's not the worst. It's not the worst. They're not the worst cards to get. You know what I mean? Could have definitely been worse. Your energy is house 5. Give up control is what you're going to express the next time you see them. And it says, release your grip on outcomes, embrace the present moment's wisdom. So the next time you see them, you seem to be in a pretty happy-go-lucky energy. You're feeling very flirtatious. You're excited. You're not trying to force anything. You're not trying to put them in a box. You're not trying to put the connection or yourself in a box. So it seems to me like you're just showing up authentically as you can. You're showing up as you. Your intent is equal give and take with the 6 of Pentacles. I think that you guys have a lot to give. Certainly the next time you see them. I think that you have a lot to give. And I think that you know that. And you may feel when you see them that there's something to gain as well. So it's not about just what you can give, but there's also something to gain. And so I think that you're willing to be generous with this person as much as you can. Not just because there's something to get out of it, but because I think you genuinely like this person, or you genuinely love them, even if you've been married to this person. It's like maybe you guys had a little bit of a separation or something like that. And, you're kind of trying to get back up on that horse. You know what I'm saying? You're feeling very alive, feeling very flirtatious. I mean, it's cute energy. The Wheel of Fortune reverse. You do feel like this is a repetitive cycle between the two of you. And I think that if you force it, if you try to push it, it's going to push back, or it's not going to work out the way that you want. Why? Well, because the Wheel of Fortune kind of is that. The Wheel of Fortune is reversed, is the opposite of giving up control. The Wheel of Fortune reverse is when we're trying to force something to work out. We're trying to force somebody to be with us. We're trying to force somebody to love us. Oh, sorry. I thought I wasn't recording for a second. We're trying to force somebody to love us, etc. And so now it's kind of like you're giving that up and you're just trying to have fun with it. Have you ever like tried too hard at something and it ended up backfiring? You're doing the opposite of that. So with this person, the next time you see them, damn, Venus and the fifth house, look at the energy that you guys are in. House 5 and Venus. So you're in the energy of House 5, which is passion, play, confidence, creativity. Venus is about giving and receiving love. This person is showing up as not only like they value you and the connection, but they also value themselves. This person is feeling themselves. Okay. I'm just going to be very, very direct with you. They're feeling themselves. They're feeling very, confident. They're feeling very lovey, flirty, just like you. It seems pretty positive. Harmony's call, a lot of Venusian energy here. Embrace equality and pursue justice, harmonizing the energies to manifest a balance and just outcome. This to me looks like you guys are on the same page the next time you meet. I mean, you have this intention of equal give and take. You may even spend money on this person for some of you or give them a gift. Okay, it doesn't always have to be financial. A gift can look like a lot of things. And this person is all about it. They're all about it. They're showing up. You guys are putting each other on a pedestal a little bit. That's the only thing I would be wary of. Just a little bit of caution. You guys are putting each other on a pedestal a little bit, okay? Which isn't always a bad thing, but the higher that you put somebody, the harder they fall. And so, and it goes both ways. So just something to keep in mind. The Ten of Swords. The Devil reversed. Tell me about that Ten of Swords, please. If this is somebody, reverse this if you need to. If this is somebody that you screwed over at some point, I'm just going to be very honest with you, okay? They may be out for justice. I'm not saying they're out for revenge per se, but I'm looking at this Venus. I'm looking at Harmony's call, and it's speaking about justice. And that Ten of Swords with that Two of Swords reversed, they're not interested in avoiding the elephant in the room. It's either that they have an intent on revenge or they have an intent on not avoiding that elephant. They have an intent on, you know what, I actually think that this may be done, or we need to talk about what happened. Okay. Because whatever was keeping them here or keeping them in some kind of cycle, they don't have that anymore. Like there's a strong detachment that they have that is honestly empowering them quite a bit. Can you tell me about that Devil reversed? The Page of Pentacles reversed. Like, so if this person has gotten bored or they felt like they weren't seeing some kind of effort from you before, they're kind of like, okay, bet. You know, I'm not gonna, I want to be honest with you. Okay. I want to be very honest with you because this definitely looks like somebody who, you know, isn't really messing around, I guess you could say. Sorry, hold on. I was having to fix something. Okay, there we go. Because they may have gotten bored of the way that something was going. And now they're just like, yeah, no effort, no me. You know, if there's no effort, there's no me. For others of you, if there hasn't really been something like that, no, it does feel like that, though. It does feel like that. I can't even lie to you. Okay. That took a turn. I'm not gonna lie. But see, the thing is that the mutual energy is cardinal and this fantasy land card. So I'm almost getting this energy of wanting to believe that this can work. But there's also this elephant in the room that it's like they're kind of over it, but it's also been swept under the rug. So it's like they've healed from it or they've overcome something. But at the same time, in order to pick this back up or whatever, like the thing under the carpet, the big monster under the carpet has to be talked about. When is this going to happen? Let's see. We have the Seven of Swords. So the Seven of Swords, hold on, I have my little chart here because I just can't remember every single one. I don't know who could. Is in February. So maybe February 9th to the 18th, or specifically Aquarius season. This could also be in 7 weeks or 7 days as well. So something to keep in mind. It's going to depend on your particular situation. So that is what I have for you, Aries. Thanks a lot and take care. Bye for now. Hi, Taurus. So let's go ahead and see what the energy is going to be next time you and your person see each other. We have Scorpio. So this is your opposite sign, actually. So maybe you're dealing with a Scorpio, or maybe you have that in your chart. And then we have revelations await. I'm getting this energy of like secrets being revealed. And I don't know if that's in a super negative way, like a cryptic way or a dark way, but it says embrace the mystery, embark on a journey of self-discovery, and watch as secrets unveil before you. Okay, so there you go. I'm getting this energy of like both of you, and this is the mutual. So it seems like both of you are keeping certain things hidden or certain feelings. It feels like an undertone of certain feelings or things that you guys don't necessarily want to express. It's like you're trying to keep them as a secret, and I'm not really sure why. It could be because you guys are fearing some kind of rebuttal or some pushback, or maybe you guys just don't want to start an argument or something like that. I also feel like there's some deep sexual energy between the two of you guys. Like maybe intimacy is really good, or maybe it will be if you haven't gotten there yet. But it's very like guttural. Something is going to be revealed. Well, let's see. Let's see you first. Water. You're, in my opinion, you're keeping things under wraps. I don't know if you're keeping the relationship under wraps. I don't know if you're trying to hide certain things from this person. Maybe not in like a negative way, or maybe not in a manipulative way per se, but in a way where you just feel like certain things you need to keep to yourself. And then you have embrace solitude. So the next time you see them, you may explain that you're kind of in survival mode and you feel like you need to go and be alone or go and be creative. Or maybe you're saying, I had to take some time for myself because of XYZ, because I was stressed out, or whatever the case may be. And you seem to be trying to keep an open mind with this person. You're trying to keep an open mind, but at the same time, you still feel like you need some quiet, you need some peace. And you're very connected to your emotions the next time you see them. Like the next time you see them, you understand exactly how you feel. You've learned a lot of lessons. It's almost like you're observing them at a very deep level. Like you're just kind of watching them, and it almost feels like something kind of pulls you back a little bit. The Temperance. Okay, I'm getting this energy as some of you guys felt very codependent before, or you and this person were codependent or something like that. You're not interested in that. It to me feels like you want to have a good balance of emotionality and intimacy between you and this person, and also some level of separation, but in like a healthy way. Like it feels like you don't need them is what I'm getting. which is good. I don't think that we should be like needing someone at like a toxic level, you know what I mean? Got my black tea latte. There's a great deal of patience coming from you. The Knight of Wands is here on your side, so you do have passion for them. I mean, that's there, but you just seem so content within your being, within yourself, that it's like it lacks neediness, which I think is attractive, you know, although there is this very deep undertone of like the beast within or the beast under the water that you can't see. There's something very intense between the two of you. And I think that it's almost like it's right there on the surface, but nobody's talking about it. It feels like a sexual tension. Let's see your person, Neptune. They're kind of in fantasy land a little bit. Like they're dreaming of you, or um they're fantasizing about what could be. We have meadow of moments. They're like they have their head in the clouds a little bit. Bask in the meadow of moments where presence blossoms in the simplicity of now. It's like they genuinely just want to enjoy the moment with you. It feels like this person is just happy to kind of be in your presence. They're just happy to be there. They're not trying to make things complicated. The Neptune energy, though, has a tendency to sometimes be a bit deceitful, not always intentionally. But it's like, think about Neptune like when you take a drug, okay, and or alcohol, and your reality is kind of distorted a little bit. I don't know if you are just kind of like a drug for this person, or there's just again a lot of fantasizing going on, but it's like they don't really feel very grounded in reality, which isn't always a bad thing. Okay. Hierophant reverse. Five of Pentacles. Can we clarify that Hierophant reverse? The Hangman. It's like they have a very specific idea for what they want. There's this Neptune energy again. They have a very specific idea of what they want, but I almost feel like they're giving you a false narrative, or they're telling you that they want something specific, although they don't really, or I don't even know if they know what they really want. The Hierophant reverse can be where we, like, this is intention. So it can be where we want something that is unconventional, non-traditional. Maybe we're not wanting to commit necessarily. And the Hangman is here. So it makes me feel like, because the Hangman is all about perspective, surrender, still trying to figure things out, maybe needing to make some sacrifices. They may be willing to make certain sacrifices in order to make this work, or they're still trying to figure out, what will I be willing to do to make this work? Is this what I want? That Five of Pentacles with that Eight of Swords reverse. They're kind of like stuck in their head about this, or they feel like something is missing. They feel maybe even abandoned to an extent, or it's like they don't feel totally fulfilled. It's not telling me why. Why is that? The Six of Pentacles, they may feel like there's not equal give and take, or they may feel like they don't really have um some level of perceived worth, like they're not worthy enough or something like that, or they don't have enough to give you. So something will be revealed here. When are these people going to meet each other? The Queen of Pentacles reversed. Well, the Queen of Pentacles, that's Capricorn energy. So December 22nd to January 19th. So maybe during the winter, or something like that. But when it's reversed like that, it tends to be a little bit quicker. Okay, so it may be like in the very, very beginning of Capricorn season, or maybe even a little bit earlier than that. Okay, so, but that's what I'm seeing here. So that's what I have for you, Taurus. Thank you so much, and best of luck to you. Bye for now. Hey, Gemini, I hope that you guys are good. Let's go ahead and see what will happen the next time you see your person. So first, let's take a look at your guys' mutual energy. Oof. Pluto. Pluto and ignite your soul. Goodness gracious. Embrace the mysteries of life. Stay open-minded and embrace the wisdom that unfolds from every experience. I don't think this is going to be easy. This kind of reminds me of Taurus's read just a tiny bit. They didn't have Pluto, but they did have Scorpio. Pluto is the co-ruler of Scorpio. I feel like there's a lot on the undercurrent. I feel like the both of you are being forced to change in ways that maybe you didn't anticipate, or in ways that are incredibly uncomfortable. But it's trying to get you to be okay with the unknown. It's trying to get both of you to be okay with not having control, with giving up some level of control, ego deaths, and all of those things. And it's trying to force you to be open-minded to what this relationship could look like, or just what your lives could look like from a general consensus. And so this is trying to teach you both something. This connection is trying to teach you both something. And I'm going to tell you right now, it's not comfortable, or it's not going to feel comfortable. Pluto, it takes from whatever it touches. It breaks it down and it says, this doesn't work anymore. Think of the tower moment, right? It crumbles because it needs to be rebuilt. And I'm getting something to that effect. But this is to inspire you in maybe an uncomfortable way. Your energy when you see them is house 6. Well, you can feel very grounded to an extent. You could be getting lost in the details a little bit. Maybe you decide, oh, you want to go work out together, or will you come with me to my doctor's appointment? I don't know. Will you help me with something, or can I help you with something? The 6th house is like being of service. So you may meet this person again, or see them when you're attempting to help them, or vice versa, with something specific. We have serene haven. Embrace tranquility as your refuge, where serenity blossoms and peace enfolds your being. So you're just trying to show up as, in my opinion, helpful. You're trying to help them with something. And I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's like advice or a doctor thing, or you're working out with them, but you're trying to create a very peaceful environment between the two of you. So I don't hate it. The Knight of Pentacles reversed. The Star. You have a lot of hopes, even quite a bit of faith in this connection, but you may find yourself kind of nitpicking this person, or almost like developing this inner critic towards yourself, because you find yourself really caring about what they think too much. Or you may not even really have an intent to move forward per se. You may just kind of sit there and decide. It feels critical though. Can I get one more on that? The 5 of Cups. Knight of Pentacles reverse and the 5 of Cups. There's a huge focus on the past, and you're being very either critical of them or yourself. It feels like towards them a little bit, which can also be house 6. This can be where we're like looking for perfectionism, or trying to be too perfect in some way. And I don't think it's coming from a bad place exactly, but it is coming from maybe a hurt place, or you feeling a bit sad. because there's a lot of regrets or a lot of maybe missing this person, or things didn't really work out in the way that you wanted. And so it's like it feels like you're just trying to establish your foundation or keep your feet on the ground, I guess you could say. Your person, fire. Maybe this is a fire sign. We have Virgo energy twice and Aquarius. Take precaution, remain vigilant and receptive, learning from each revelation as you navigate life's journey. This person is showing up as very confident, maybe even optimistic, but I'm almost getting this energy of this person kind of being a leader or taking initiative. It almost feels like they're kind of running the show, and with you showing up as house 6, you may be following their lead, helping them out with something. This person is, however, being very cautious with you specifically. Maybe it's reversed. Okay, for some of you, if you have to do that, by all means. And they're telling you that they are just being very receptive to whatever you have to say, or what you have to offer, but it does feel like they're kind of running the show a little bit. 3 of Cups reversed. The 2 of Cups reversed. They feel like you misunderstand them, or you guys misunderstand each other. There's some kind of disconnect between the two of you. I do want to see that 3 of Cups reversed, the 8 of Wands. They may honestly tell you that they want some alone time, okay? You know, and I'm not going to lie, it seems like they have an intent to talk about some kind of drama or a potential third-party situation that has occurred or that is occurring. And they feel like there's just some kind of, why the 2 of Cups reversed? There's some kind of disconnect between the two of you because of illusions, because of deceptions, because of people not being honest, projection, fantasizing, things not being grounded in reality. So it's like there's some weird things going on between the two of you where it's like, I feel like you're kind of keeping things inside. You're not really making significant progress because you're a little bit focused on the past, and it's almost like that's what you plan to do. You're just focused on what didn't work instead of what could, which is like, we all do that, right? And this person seems a little upset. I'm not gonna lie, like they're very expressive, and they have something to say, and they feel like you guys are just not understanding each other. And that can be because either someone was keeping their options open, or there was a lot of smoke and mirrors, you know, the veil, kind of throwing a veil over things. So when this is going to happen, we have the 9 of Swords. So the 9 of Swords is June 1st through the 10th. So this may be when you guys kind of see each other. Now, if that doesn't resonate for your specific situation, then I would say that this would be in the next 9 weeks, which is kind of maybe around that time a little bit anyway. So I would say either June 1st through to the 10th, so like Gemini season, or I would say 9 weeks that this may happen. Okay, so that's what I have for you, Gemini. Thanks a lot. Bye for now. Okay, Cancer, let's see what is going to happen the next time you see your person. The mutual energy between the two of you. We have the South Node. Feels like a lot of unfinished business. And then we have important parts. Embrace each element, weaving them into your story with openness and understanding. So yes, you guys do have a lot of unfinished business towards one another, but at the same time, I feel like you guys are both being very compassionate to one another the next time you see each other. Being very compassionate, open, warm, trying to understand the other person's perspective. That South Node there tells me that there's something between the two of you that you guys need to release on a mutual level. And probably on an individual level as well, that's going to you know, depend on your own personal situation. But you guys are trying to embrace the proper thinking, emotional intelligence and warmth, passion, structure. It's like you're trying to combine all of these things to maybe make this work or to better understand each other. So I'm not mad about it. You're in the energy of your own energy. So, you know, you're in your element with that Cancerian vibe over here. And then we have soul whispers. Look beyond the words and hear what is really being said right now. So your level of emotional intelligence and protectiveness over maybe yourself, but maybe over the connection as well, is very prevalent at this time. You're showing up as very vulnerable. You're being very honest. You may even be talking about the past because we have Cancer in the South Node here. It just feels very nurturing and loving and caring. And I really like it. And I think that you're trying to get something out of them, like you're trying to dig for some kind of truth, maybe not in a bad way, but it's like you're reading between the lines, or you're telling them that you're reading between the lines, or that you're trying to read between the lines of what they're really saying. And you guys may also be telling them, like, please listen to what I'm saying, try to understand what I'm saying, because you are being very vulnerable. You're being very vulnerable. The Tower. So you're basically saying something has to be done about this. The way that this has gone on isn't really working. Something has to be transformed. We have to crumble the way that we have created this relationship or this dynamic or this connection, and we have to rebuild it in a way that's sustainable and that makes sense. And that's what you plan to do. And you're like, I'm either going to shit or get off the pot, but if I'm going to stay here, right, or if I'm going to try to make this work, we have to do it all over again. It's like your intent is to kind of recalibrate or restart, like the old structure, the old way. It's not going to work anymore. We have the Three of Swords reverse. So you're overcoming something. Let me get one for that Tower. The Nine of Pentacles reverse. If there's been any kind of codependency, or where you felt maybe you've had to overgive or over please or whatever, like you're kind of getting to this point where you're like, I don't want that anymore. I don't want to feel like I have to act like this or do this in order to be loved by you, or I don't want any kind of codependence, etc., etc. So Three of Swords reversed and the Eight of Wands reversed. If I'm going to be honest, it seems like you're suppressing some kind of pain that you have. It's like you're not really wanting to talk about it. Although I feel like you are, because it feels to me like something has been suppressed in you for so long that at this point it just feels like it's a volcano waiting to erupt. Your person has Chiron. Damn, their wounds are right on the surface. Like you're not going to be able to miss them. And then we have Tide of Transition. And it says, embrace the tides of change with openness, allowing the ebb and flow of life to guide your transformation into love and work. So this person is showing up with some wounds on their sleeve, maybe even with their heart on their sleeve a little bit. You're probably going to notice that they are feeling wounded, or they're currently in this healing process. Maybe they're healing from something between the two of you. Maybe they're healing from some kind of addiction, some kind of hospital thing. I don't know. But they're going to express to you that they're open-minded, or they're trying to just listen. I'm just trying to go with the flow. I'm just trying to kind of make this work. Or there are a lot of things that I want to change in this relationship as well. A lot of things that I want to change in regards to my job or my work. And so they're expressing this to you and they're explaining this to you. So there's that South Node energy that we were talking about. It feels like a big rebuild is what this looks like to me. Okay. The Five of Wands. They're not going to like give up without a fight kind of thing for the connection, for something else. I'm going to clarify that. What is that about? The Sun. because they're very dead set on who I am, what I want, how I express myself, how this is going to go for me, you know, and they're fighting for their own happiness as well. Like they're fighting for their own happiness. And I don't know what that looks like. I don't think that they're trying to like be selfish. Like if that were the case, then I would see the sun reversed. I don't think so. They want things to be better, but there's also like a big focus on these are the things that I need. And then the Two of Pentacles reversed. Give me one for that. With the Page of Pentacles reversed. They may be having money issues or issues with their work. Okay, that can definitely be happening, but they also feel like they need to reprioritize something because their money isn't going well, or they may feel like a little bit chaotic, like they've bit off more than they can chew, or they have so many responsibilities, and it kind of feels like they're feeling like this is either going to be a missed opportunity because of that, or there's some kind of responsibility that they feel like they have to drop, either on a financial level or on a work level. Maybe one more for that. The Queen of Swords. This person feels like you're being very clear about what you want. And they're kind of feeling like they don't know if they can keep up with that. So when this is going to happen, so we have the Seven of Pentacles. Well, the Pentacle energies are usually a year, okay? So, or years, excuse me. So this is either 7 years, or it can just be Taurus, because this is Taurus energy. So it can be anywhere from May 11th through to the 20th. Okay, so that may be this time. So May 11th through to the 20th, or just generally speaking, sometime in May. Okay, maybe this year. So that's what I have for you, Cancer. Thanks a lot, and take it easy. Bye for now. Okay, Leo, you're up. Let's see what is going to happen next time you see your person. Wow. Okay. We have yin and we have commitment. If you're already committed to this person, it seems like you guys both trust and believe that it will continue that way. There's a deep-seated bond between the two of you that may be very difficult to be broken. If you are separated from this person, or maybe haven't spoken to them, I would say that you guys still both trust your commitment to one another, or you certainly trust or intuit that you guys will be committed, perhaps at a deeper level than you were before. So you both are commitment minded, and it says commit to this next stage in your development and there will be a promise fulfilled in some form. You guys are doubling down on the relationship or on the connection, and you guys are both being very patient and receptive towards one another. This, to me, not to sound like a cliche corny ass tarot reader, but this connection feels incredibly spiritual. Like, I don't know if you guys have Neptune synastry, 8th house, 12th house synastry, something like that, but that's kind of what I'm getting here. Yeah, look, House 9. Damn, I didn't even think about House 9 for spirituality, because House 9 can be like faith, God, things like that, your higher purpose. House 9 can also be celebrations like weddings, etc. Some of you may be getting married. I know that that sounds corny, whatever, but I mean, like, I'm not going to sit here and lie to you. I know enough about astrology to know that House 9 can indicate that. So to me, like, your energy, you are almost showing up as a mentor, somebody who has a lot of faith in yourself and the connection and where your future is headed, etc. And House 9 has associations with Sagittarius. So maybe you have Sagittarius in your chart, maybe you're dealing with one, but Sagittarius is usually a very optimistic sign, even to the point of delusion, until they actually make it happen, and then how delusional are they really, right? So that's what I'm getting for you. Then you have fresh ideas. Stay open-minded, inviting new perspectives to enrich your journey and spark creative solution. Well, house 9 can certainly be like a higher perspective. It seems like to me you're almost guiding this person in what you believe to be the right direction, whether that's in regards to their career or the relationship itself. I think that you should really listen to that. I think that you should listen to your higher mind, your intuition, because I think not only is it going to guide this connection to where it is that it needs to be, but it's also going to guide you in turn. And so listening to that little voice that you have is going to be conducive for you and the relationship. And what you seem to be doing is you're expressing to this person some kind of creative resolution to be able to make a long distance relationship work, to be able to take a commitment to the next level, to XYZ. So I really like this energy for you. The strength reverse, I kind of feel like you just want to go all in and be a little bit impulsive with what your ideas are or what you want to manifest in real time. The moon reversed, you're feeling very sharey. Okay, like you want to share a lot of things with this person. There's a lot of emotions that maybe you've kept hidden for a while that you're wanting to reveal to them, and it seems like that's what you're doing. You don't seem to have a lot of fear regarding this connection, in my opinion. It seems like you're finally going through with something. Tell me about that strength reversed. The Queen of Swords reversed. Oof. If you've been holding back on expressing yourself with something, an idea that you want, a perspective that you have, I think that this is going to be the time that you do it. And that moon is being clarified by the Hierophant. If you were fearing commitment before, or you were fearing talking about it, I don't think that you fear it as much as you once did. Like, I don't think that you're totally confident in saying it, but you're going to say it anyway. This person's energy is showing up as kind of like an Aries energy. House 1 has associations with Aries. And so this person is very like self-focused. Maybe that's not always such a bad thing, but they're showing up like a leader. They're showing up like they're leading the relationship, leading themselves. They're very focused on their self-image and their approach to life and their sense of individuality. I don't think that that's a bad thing. And then we have ocean of possibilities. Navigate through the boundless ocean of possibilities where horizons whisper of untold opportunities and plentiful paths. I'm getting this energy about you guys going on a vacation or going on a trip together, especially because you're in the energy of House 9 and they're in this ocean of possibilities, a vibe. I feel like this is being discussed. Something about that is being discussed, and you guys seem to be exchanging ideas. Maybe you guys decide that you want to take a road trip, or there's something that you guys are doing together. And this person is trying to say, well, let's think outside of the box. Let's, get out of the United States and go somewhere else, right? Thank God, with everything that's happening right now, right? Or, maybe our relationship doesn't have to look like this. Maybe it can look like this. It's like they're trying to open up your mind to how good things can really get. And they kind of feel like the leader in the connection, okay, whether that's true or not. They're certainly acting like it. The Lovers, they want a love that is rare. They want a love that is not all consuming, but high vibrational, attached to their morals and their values. They're all about communicating with you and coming to some kind of conclusion about where the connection is going to go and what you guys are going to do. The Knight of Swords. Okay, tell me about that Knight of Swords. The Judgment reversed. They may have questions about a certain judgment call that you're making or that you have made, or something regarding a past situation that still needs to be discussed or talked about. It's almost like this person feels like we have to clear the air before we can move on to the next step. Now, when this is going to happen, we have the Page of Pentacles reversed. So when you see a tarot card reversed, especially when we're doing timing, it usually indicates that something is going to happen faster. So with the pages, this can talk about really no timing, honestly, or it can say this is going to happen before you think that you're ready. And especially with it being reversed, this is going to take you by surprise. Maybe a little bit longer than you think, but you will think that you're not ready for this. Okay. Whatever this is, like, oh my God, maybe it's surprising, or I don't have all of my things together. Like, what am I supposed to do? Like, oh, you want to get married and have kids? Like, I don't even have my degree yet, or you know what I mean? Like something like that. So that's what I have for you, Leo. Thank you so much and take care. Bye for now. All right, Virgo, you're up. Let's see what's going to happen the next time you see your person. We have square and we have vortex of creativity. Well, a square in astrology usually has the same or similar energy as Mars, which can represent challenges or assertiveness, arguments even. But squares don't always have to be bad, especially if you see something like Venus square Mars. This can be very passionate, very exciting, etc. But it just really depends. And then it says vortex of creativity. Spiral into your creative vortex, unleashing imaginative power to manifest your dreams into reality. So it seems like the both of you are going to be very focused on the future. Maybe you both are very creative people. Two people that are like maybe writing a book, or you both are artists or something along those lines. I heard that that's going to benefit very well for your relationship, maybe in the future. I didn't realize my mic was so low. Maybe in the future, maybe now, but there's some kind of creative connection that you guys may have. A lot of you, okay, I heard that a lot of you may end up being very creative in the bedroom with one another. Okay, so keep that in mind. What is that square energy? I am curious. The Four of Cups reversed. You guys are going to have some issues overcoming some kind of rejection that the both of you suffered at the hands of each other, or some kind of disappointing situation. Maybe somebody feels like the other person is taking someone in the relationship for granted. You can kind of see that with the Four of Cups, but it's in reverse. So you guys are trying to come up with creative solutions to overcome some kind of disappointing situation that another person caused or that you guys caused each other. So we have for you house 8. Wow. So you're going through some huge transformations. You guys may have some secrets. I don't know if you're willing to tell those secrets, or, and it doesn't always have to be so nefarious, right? It can be like there are certain emotions that you're feeling that you've been kind of keeping to yourselves. This can also represent death, sex, taxes, things like that. So maybe you're focused on certain money that you owe, or I don't know, maybe retirement or your 401k or insurances. But specifically when it comes to the energy that you're projecting towards this person, it feels like you're ready for some kind of change, and that change is going to feel intense, I guess you could say. Then we have magic opportunity. Embrace the unexpected, seize the chance for transformation. So there you go. So the way that you're going to express this energy to this person is you're going to say, I want to do something different. I want to do something different in this connection. I want to go on vacation and make love in the woods. I don't know, right? I want to maybe create a business together, okay? Or something to that effect. And I feel like you're telling this person, like, let's make this change together. Let's create a different life for ourselves. Let's go to therapy together. Sometimes the 8th house can be a very psychological house, as can the 12th. So there's something like that maybe happening here. The 8 of Cups. Oh, no. And then the 3 of Wands reverse. It feels like you have a plan, like there's something that you want to do, and you just feel like this person is not on board. And I think you're going to get to this point where you're going to be like, okay, that's where the square is probably coming from. Okay, so we're clearly not on the same page. We're either needing to go back to the drawing board, or we're needing to call it quits. And I'm going to be honest with you. It seems like you are the person who's willing to walk away if you don't like what they have to say, or if you don't like the fact that they're not on the same page. Maybe you want to move to a different country and they're not on board. Maybe you want to start a business with a partner and they're not on board, and you're like, okay, well, this is kind of the end of the road for me, you know? And so if you feel, let me get one more on that Eight of Cups, the Knight of Swords reverse. Yeah, if you feel like you're not really getting answers, or if you feel like this person doesn't really have any drive or wherewithal, or it's like they're just being kind of vague or elusive, you're just like, okay, you know, I just forget it. You know what I mean? So let's see this person. House 7. So this is really interesting because you have house 8 in your energy. They have house 7. Now, house 7 is where okay, now we're going to come into a union together. Now it's you and me, and now we're here, and yay, we're in a little relationship. Now, the 8th house is like marriage, or where we merge, where we go into business together, where we get married, and put all our assets together, and these things. And you're in that energy. They're in, we're together. So maybe that's kind of where this is coming from. Winds of Fortune is this card here. It says, allow the winds of fortune to guide your sails, maneuvering through life's opportunities and challenges with adaptability. So this person is basically telling you, listen, we can have XYZ, we can get to this place, but I'm needing you to be adaptable. I'm needing you to go with the flow. I'm needing you to just stay open-minded and not feel so gung-ho about something that you want specifically. That's what this person is basically telling you. Okay. The Devil reversed for their intent. And then the Ten of Wands reversed. Tell me about that Devil reverse, the Moon. This person may have had a really hard time with fear around vulnerability, fearing trusting themselves in the process of the connection or whatever. They're detaching from that. They seem to be attempting to empower themselves through detachment, through letting go of this fear, through letting go of this maybe toxic attachment or obsession or infatuation that they have with you. Or it's like a not a power move in a bad way or anything like that, but they are attempting to empower themselves. Because this person feels like that fear or them not trusting themselves was holding them back in some way, whether in the connection or otherwise. And so this person is not wanting to take on too much responsibility, or they're not wanting to put the cart before the horse. They're not wanting to take on too much. They're kind of this energy of like, I love you, you love me, everything's good, we have some good camaraderie. Why make things more difficult? That's the energy that I'm getting. So when will this occur? We have the King of Swords reversed. So the King of Swords reverse can be January 20th through to February 18th. That is Aquarius season. Although I would say it would be more in the beginning of Aquarius season, just because the King of Swords is reversed. So I mean, because these are general readings, I could say Gemini or Libra season. Okay, but technically I would say Aquarius season. Technically the King of Swords, I believe, is 2 deacons Aquarius and 1 deacon Capricorn. So maybe at the end of Capricorn season, beginning of Aquarius season. Okay, that's what I would say, honestly, realistically, is when this will go down. This conversation will go down. So that's what I have for you, Virgo. Thanks. Take care. Hey Libra, what's going on? Let's see the energy between you and your person and what's going to happen the next time you guys see each other. We have house 2 for the mutual energy, along with River of Release. Okay, wow. Drift along the river of release where waters carry away burdens, guiding towards renewal. There's something about money here. Some of you guys may be releasing certain, I don't want to say debts because that's more eighth house. Maybe the two of you are releasing an old way of income, or something about your values are changing. You guys may meet around water, or the next time you see each other, someone here may be spending a lot of money or something to that effect. You guys are releasing some kind of financial burden the next time you see each other, or any hangups you had around values. The way that you are building something is also changing within the dynamic. Tell me more about the House 2 card. The Queen of Wands. Whoever the feminine is seems to be incredibly confident in regards to her own self-worth and self-value, like big time. And I feel like the masculine is seeing that and is, for some reason, spending a lot of money or valuing the feminine because she values herself more than she once did, something along those lines. I feel like the masculine is going to attempt to relieve some kind of burden from the feminine, like a financial burden, something along those lines, almost like setting her up for success. I don't know. This feels very specific. Sorry, I don't know what to tell you. So for you, Libra, you have Uranus in your energy. You're feeling very individualistic, incredibly authentic. You're not letting anything or anyone hold you down. You're doing you. You may be very focused on humanitarian causes. Maybe you are focused on releasing some kind of chains that you felt like life or a person or an addiction had on you. And so I think you're trying to come out of the box a little bit. Then you have Flame of Courage. Ignite the flame of courage, lighting the path of bravery amidst shadows of fears. I mean, this is going to sound really weird, but you're basically telling this person to not be a pussy, or you're telling this person to release some kind of fear that you feel that they have. So, for instance, maybe this is a person you dated once. You guys went on one date, and then they're like, "Oh, well, I don't want gold diggers." And you're like, "I need you to release the fear that I'm gold digging you for dinner. Like, be fucking serious, And if that's the case, then leave that person. But you're basically telling this person to give a little bit of grit, to show a little bit of bravery and courage in the dynamic, or in their own life, because you're interested in radical change, and that's exactly what you're doing. You're breaking free of old constraints, etc. You're like trying to tell this person to let go of their fears. The Six of Wands, you're showering them with attention. Honestly, you really are. You're showering them with attention. You're giving them a lot of like clouds, or you're complimenting them a lot, or like that's what you want to do. I think you want to make this person feel good, but at the same time, it's like you're trying to give this person some level of encouragement. Okay, sorry about that. I got a call, then I had to cut it. Now we're back in a ponytail and a hoodie. So again, you are trying to give them some level of validation or attention in one way or another. And maybe that's because you feel like they need it. Maybe you feel like they need some kind of encouragement. And I think that you feel that way because you're kind of telling them not to be a mussy, or not to be a coward for whatever reason. So for them, we have Capricorn. Some of you are dealing with a Capricorn. Very different from Uranus energy. I feel like you're kind of the wild card here in this meeting. And then we have Free to Move. This person is basically telling you, you're free to do whatever you want to do. And I think that's because you're showing up as Uranus energy, which is very rebellious. It's very out of the box. It's very authentic. And you're telling them, come on, man up, or woman up. Come on, this is what it should look like. This is what it should be. And they're like, well, you're free to do whatever you want. This is what I'm doing. Because they're more in this energy of like builder mode, which is kind of Capricorn, well, Taurus, but Capricorn's a go-getter, but Capricorn does it in a way that is a bit more slow moving, maybe sometimes a bit conservative. Capricorn is the type to watch everybody else fail and then learn everything that they can from how other people succeeded or they didn't, and then try it for themselves and do it better. And this is someone who seems to be like, I imagine you calling this person grandpa, like as a joke. You know what I mean? Because the way that they're going about things is more like a 50-year-old adult. At least that's how they're showing up for now in this meeting. And the way that you're showing up is kind of like a rebellious young adult. And yeah, it's two very different energies. So they're like, well, listen, you're free to do things the way that you want to do them. This is how I'm going to do them. The Four of Pentacles reversed for their side. And the Five of Swords. I do want to see that Four of Pentacles reversed. The Three of Swords reversed. I'm getting like a no hard feelings kind of energy, if I'm going to be honest with you. I mean, you are very attracted to this person. You are giving them attention. This person feels like they really want to win, or they really want things the way that they want them. And I think that you guys want things to be very different. But at the same time, like, it feels as if it's kind of working. This is somebody who's trying to let go of any hard feelings, any resentments, any past heartbreaks between the two of you. And I think that they're very determined to be a strong example or positive example in your life, because again, I felt like there was somebody here who was supporting the feminine, and I'm assuming that this person is the masculine. And it seems like this person wants you to be more free, or wants you to be able to have the things that you want to have, because the mutual energy is house 2. And I think that you guys see value in one another. I do. And if I'm going to be honest with you, I think that if you're the feminine, this person is allowing you to kind of like lead the relationship. Or, you know, it's about what Libra wants. What does Libra want? What does Libra need? So the Fool is for when this is going to happen. Well, when it comes to the Fool card, it can represent immediately. But the Fool is in reverse. So it may not be immediately, but it may be quicker than you expect is when this could happen. Okay, so this could be when, you know, you're about to hesitate on a brand new journey, or you're about to take a brand new journey, something like that. So that's what I have for you, Libra. Thank you. Take care. Bye for now. Hey, Scorpio, let's see what's going to happen the next time you see your person. So let's see the mutual energy first. We have opposition and we have embrace courage. Okay. It says, open your mind, learn from experiences, and let your answers unfold in your journey. Well, an opposition aspect in astrology is when two planets are in opposite signs, and so they're in a disagreement with something. So it seems like when you guys meet, you are not in alignment necessarily. There's something that you guys cannot really get on the same page about, but you guys are maybe trying to open your minds a little bit to what could be possible. Learn from the past experiences of past relationships that either have everything to do with one another or really nothing at all. And so I feel like you guys are open to learning the answers along your way. Now, what we have for you is house 4. This is the energy that you're in. So you seem to feel very stable within yourself. Maybe you are moving during this time. There can be this energy of spending a lot of time with family, wanting to start a family, nurturing the family in the home that you already have. House 4 is a natural Cancerian house. So maybe there's some kind of significance to that. But maybe this is when you're spending time with your mother, can have associations with the mother, can have associations with family, stuff like that. Also childhood or the past. And so this house 4, maybe you guys have a family with this person, but really you just seem to be in this very, like, when you see them, like maybe you're at home, maybe they come to visit you at home, maybe you come to visit them at their home, but you're in this kind of like cozy, nurturing, protective energy, just kind of a homebody vibe. Maybe you're recovering from something during this time. You're just kind of like in your emotions, but I don't think it's bad. Then you have wise counsel. Seek guidance from trusted friends or mentors to help you along. Basically, what you're doing is you're telling this person to either A, listen to the advice that you have to give them, or B, you're telling them to ask a therapist, ask a trusted advisor, ask somebody that they trust about what they should do about something you're trying to advise them on. Maybe it's regarding a home situation, maybe it's regarding the relationship. Whatever it is, you're trying to offer them wise counsel towards something. Can we get some idea on what that is? The 10 of Cups on relationships or on family. The King of Cups reversed. The Six of Swords reversed. Tell me about that King of Cups reversed. The World. There's something emotionally that's happening now where maybe you didn't express something that you wanted to express before. Maybe you are wanting to come to some kind of conclusion about something that you feel like they lied about. Whatever it is, you're trying to have some level of closure, or you're trying to see some kind of culmination within the dynamic. So for instance, let's say you and this person have been on and off for a while and you're like, listen, if you want to be with me, I'm expecting a higher level of commitment, no more of these empty promises or whatever it is. Or maybe some of you, if you have been the one to make some empty promises, you may be kind of done with that, okay? That Six of Swords reversed is there, which tells me that there's still some lack of clarity, King of Swords reverse, around a past issue that the two of you are going through. So I feel like that's what probably the closure is about. This person, we have Taurus energy. And then we have Resurrection. This person is showing up as very steady, very capable, cool, calm, collected. Maybe they have Taurus placements. Maybe you do. This person is very patient. And what they're telling you to do is shake off some kind of past issue. Now, I told you that you're in the energy of House 4, which can represent the past or your childhood. Maybe it's something in regards to your childhood. Maybe they're giving you counsel as well, you know? But this is somebody who is trying to empower you, from what I'm gathering. And so it looks like you guys are being very vulnerable with one another, enough that makes them feel comfortable enough to give you some kind of advice, and you them. So it seems like you guys are trying to help each other out, but at the same time, you guys are in a disagreement about something, which if I don't get the answer with the rest of these cards, I'm going to clarify that. The King of Wands reversed. The Tower. Tell me about that King of Wands reversed. The Nine of Cups. They're very determined to get something out of this, okay? They may be in their ego a little bit, or they may not be ready for some level of leadership that you're requiring, or some level of humility or sacrifice that you may be requiring for the relationship, because they seem to be very self-focused. They're very about like, what do I want? How do I feel content? What am I getting out of this? You know, which isn't always bad, but I don't like the King of Wands reversed. Then we have the Nine of Wands reversed. They're at this point of like giving up, or, you know, maybe not totally giving up on you per se, but they're kind of at this point where they're like, okay, well, something's got to give. Something clearly has to change. I feel disrupted. And this is coming outside of them, which makes me feel like either you're the disruptor or something external from the both of you is creating some kind of havoc in their feelings, which makes them feel like something is changing or something is getting ready to like turn the tide, basically. Sorry. And so they're kind of just like giving in to either the giving up of the connection, which I don't think that's it. Maybe it is because of that opposition, or the giving in to something. So let's see what that opposition is about. The Lovers reversed. It can be, the Empress reversed. Can be like a mother figure coming between the two of you. Somebody who is either your mother, their mother. Somebody has a baby's mother, perhaps, something like that. Give me one more. Okay, what's the other person? The Justice. There's something about imbalance here and doing the right thing. And it seems like the feminine energy is feeling very insecure and feeling like she needs to control the situation or force the masculine to see her worth in some way. And so I would be really cautious about that, because it feels like it's just it will become a power struggle at some point. It does feel like you guys are trying to empower each other, okay, and learn some lessons and things like that, and that's really good. You guys are both giving each other some kind of wise counsel, but someone may feel slighted in some way, and another person may feel like that's ridiculous or that's not really the case. Okay, so that's what I have for you, Scorpio. Thanks a lot and take care. Best of luck. Whoops, Scorpio, I forgot to predict when this was going to happen for you. My apologies. And we have the Two of Cups. So the Two of Cups is Venus in Cancer, and this can be around June 21st through July 1st. Okay, so keep that in mind, or save that date, I guess. Sorry about that. Okay, Sagittarius, let's go ahead and see what's going to happen when you and your person come together. So the mutual energy between the two of you is Yang. And enjoy the journey. I mean, this is very like fire sign coded in my opinion. You both are being quite expressive and you're being proactive in regards to the fate of the connection. With that enjoy the journey card, it seems like you guys are just trying to enjoy the moment. You guys are living in the present moment when you guys see each other. You're trying to stay open to new experiences and lessons along the way. And again, just keeping things moving forward and just trying to enjoy your time. It's like when you go on a vacation with somebody that you care about, and it's like you're just in the present moment, you're having fun. That's what I see here for the two of you. We have house 10. Now this is for how you're showing up. This is a natural Capricorn house. You're showing up as an authority or an authoritative figure. Maybe you are a father, maybe you're a mother, maybe you're somebody who's a manager or somebody who is on the higher rank of a hierarchy in your work life or whatever it is. But whatever it is, in the connection for when you meet them, you're very disciplined. You're showing up as disciplined, almost like a fatherly figure, even if you're a woman. You're showing up as structured and very career focused. And you seem to also be very focused on legacy or where you're headed in the next 5-10 years, whatever it may be. Then we have a Dream Weaver. Okay. You're kind of like saying, what do you want? Like, what do you want to your person? And you're saying, because whatever you want, like in regards to your dreams and your wishes and the things that you want to make come true, you can make it happen. But you're going to have to bring that vision into reality and actually do something about it. So it almost feels like you're kind of like coaching this person a little bit, or you're trying to encourage them to take action towards the things that they want, because that's where your head is at. You're like, okay, well, this is where I want to be. This is what I want to do. This is how I want to make things happen. And you're looking at this person like, how are you going to make things happen? Because this is my plan. That's what you're doing, basically. You're Seven of Cups reverse. You're like, listen, you got to make a choice, or I'm going to make a choice for you, or this is the reality check moment. You're not living in fantasy land. You're not like, oh my God, we're going to, get married tomorrow and have a million babies, no, you're like, no, like, what's the game plan? What is the game plan? And what steps do I need to take towards what I'm doing? Because over here, I know what I'm doing. What are you doing? That's the vibe that I'm getting. Like, or maybe you haven't seen this person in forever and you're like, oh yeah, this is what I accomplished, XYZ. What have you done? It's kind of like, be careful with that, right? The Five of Wands reverse. You're not even in your ego about it. Like, honestly, I don't think that this is coming off in a I'm better than you way, or you're a loser, I'm not. Like, it feels like you have your shit together when you see this person next, and you're like, so what are you doing? What have you been doing? Cool. Oh, these are your dreams. What steps are you taking to get there? Right? And because you're already in that vibe, not even in your ego about it. Saturn, they're showing up as very similar as you, but they may be showing up as a bit more reserved. they may be showing up like you feel like they're holding back a little bit, but very mature, very stable. I don't want to say cold, although it can feel like that. Just very mature, stable, responsible. You may even look at them and feel like they're aging well or something like that as well with Saturn. Usually people who are ruled by Saturn, have Saturn in the first house, tend to look really, really good. You know, even when they're older, like you look at Ariana Grande or Megan Fox, right? Capricorn risings. So Capricorn risings specifically tend to look very attractive in their older years, or when they have Saturn in the first house. So maybe that's what you're thinking about this person. But let's see what else. Then we have Pathfinder. Okay. This person is telling you to trust your inner compass, to be able to help you figure out what you want in regards to love, career, what you want long term, etc., things like this. So it's like this person is asking you to, you guys are like, it almost feels like you guys are talking money, or you guys are talking like long term, you know, it doesn't feel like, oh, what do you want to do this weekend? No, we're talking like babies and banks, you know what I mean? Or whatever. So this person is like trying to, you guys are like trying, it's very interesting because the way you are expressing yourselves to one another, it's like you're trying to understand what the other one wants long term, and encouraging each other along the way. Wow, the Empress. This person either wants to get pregnant or wants to get you pregnant, or severely, in the most positive way possible, nurture the relationship. Like, for instance, if you're the feminine, okay, if the first person I read for, if you're the feminine, this person wants to put a baby in you, or this person really wants to honor your beauty, wants to maybe take care of you in some way. This person may find you very attractive, very nurturing, very like the type that would be the mother of their kids, or you know, whatever. This person finds you to be very beautiful, so they want to nurture that, you know, in whatever way they need to show up. Um, Now, if this person is the feminine, I don't think that their intent is to chase you down. You know, their intent is to nurture the connection, wait to see what you have that you're willing to offer, and you know, they will accept it or they don't. You know, they're not going to chase you down. So it depends on who's the feminine and who's the masculine. Two of Wands reverse. Why? The Ace of Wands reverse. They may feel a little apprehensive in regards to making plans, because they either A, are worried that you're going to hold them back, or they may feel like this is a start, stop kind of situation, or there may be something that, like, they feel like they're not really inspired emotionally, so that may also be why they're so reserved. I want to get one more for that. The Emperor reversed. This person may be a bit intimidated, okay? Especially if you're the feminine. This person may be very intimidated by what you have going on and feeling like they can't amount. Now, if this person is the feminine, then I would say that they feel like you don't have it together yet. Okay? Like you don't have it together yet, like you couldn't be a husband, or you know, you're not responsible enough, or you're faking success or something to that effect, okay? So it kind of depends. So let's see here. Wow, so when this is going to happen. So the Ace of Wands is usually a good omen. It usually means very soon, like pretty much right away. So this can be within a day or a week or so, or just like really, really soon. Aces are usually pretty soon. Okay, so that's what I have for you, Sag. Thanks a lot and take care. Bye for now. Hello, Capricorn. Let's go ahead and see what's going to happen the next time you and your person see one another. The mutual energy is house 12. That's deep, okay? And then we have getting better. You guys are both improving, specifically your mental health, things that you need to release, things that you need to let go of. There's transcendence and karma being released from both sides. There are certain sacrifices that the both of you have made in order to improve yourselves. And you're going to see this both when you see each other, when you visit each other, whatever the case may be. And it can be addictions that you guys have let go of by the time you see each other. It can be certain negative habits, even sleep patterns, as silly as that sounds. It can be anything from old past patterns to past baggage. I mean, I think it's positive. You guys seem to both be in a very spiritual frame of mind. Your journey is improving. You're in the energy of Sagittarius. Maybe you're dealing with one, or you have that in your chart, or you're just of the Sagittarian energy during this time. Divinely guided. This is highly spiritual. You're trying to tell this person to trust God or trust the universe, trust what is meant for them. And the way that you're showing up is incredibly philosophical, maybe religious, but mostly just very spiritual and wise, almost like a mentor or a guru in one way or another. And you seem to kind of be like in this energy of the glass half full. That's your mentality. And you're trying to invite this person to do the same. And so you're basically telling this person to be open to the lessons that life has to offer them. It just feels very kind of grounded, but it feels so like you're supporting this person through your perspective. I don't know if that makes sense. The Three of Pentacles. You're trying to work with this person on something, whether that's some kind of work collaboration, maybe you work with this person, or again, you're just trying to get on the same page. I think that when you meet them, you're at this point where you feel like there's something that they have to learn from you, and there's also something that you have to learn from them, which is great. I mean, those are the best kind of connections and relationships, because the ego is kind of taken the backside. If we can truly believe that we all have something to learn from one another, then we can all get along a little bit better. And so I feel like that's where your head is at. It's a beautiful energy. It really is. The Ace of Cups reversed. Why? The World card. So you're kind of this mindset of whether it's this relationship that has drained you, whether it's a sense of overgiving that has drained you, giving your emotions up to something that makes you feel depleted. You're done with that. You're a lot more emotionally mature. It seems like there's some closure that's happening between the two of you. Whether this is closure, we're done, it's all good, shake hands, and we call it a day, or if this is closure and let's close this chapter out and let's start brand new, which can kind of be the House 12 energy before you come into your own, so to speak. It seems like something is getting better. Let's see your person. Mars. Wow. They could have maybe Mars in Capricorn. Maybe they are ruled by Scorpio or Aries or something like that. Maybe they're in the military. Maybe this is somebody who is a go-getter, somebody who fights for what they believe in, somebody who's a bit of a scrapper, an actual fighter in one way or another, or they just fight with their soul. They're like a wounded warrior kind of archetype. But whoever this person is, that's the energy that they're in. They're in that kind of like wounded warrior type of energy. Mars is highly masculine. It's somebody who's a go-getter. This is how we go and get what it is that we want. And so you may find that when you see them, this person is being incredibly assertive. This person is telling you to have faith. You're kind of telling them that as well. This is somebody who feels like you guys are on some kind of like the precipice of a breakthrough, or they feel like you are getting there personally. This person sees some kind of potential in you, and that in turn gives them faith in the potential of the connection. So this person is saying that something that you did is paying off. And maybe it's paying off in regards to the relationship. Maybe you've worked really hard on yourself and this person is like, you know what, I really respect this about you. I really love that about you. You inspire me. You know, it can be that kind of energy. It's a really beautiful energy. It really is. The Two of Pentacles, you know, they're kind of weighing the pros and cons of the relationship. Let me see. The Ten of Cups reversed. There are still things that they're not very happy with or happy about. And it's like they're still kind of like showing up, but they're like, you know, what are we going to do about this? Because it feels like their intention is to address a discrepancy that they have or something that is not really fulfilling to them, and then decide what you guys are going to do with that. So let's say that they want you to take them out more. I don't know. They want you to take them out more. And they're like, listen, I need to know, like, are you going to be able to do this? Are you going to be able to spend more time with me, take us out, focus on our relationship or not? Because that's going to be dependent on my situation or whatever it is. You know, maybe they want more sex. I don't know. Okay. I mean, they are in the energy of Mars, right? And so these are probably going to be things that are going to be discussed because they feel like things need to be reprioritized in a way that makes sense. The Death card is in their feelings. Tell me about that. And the two of Swords. So a big change is taking place and they feel like you are the one that is creating that change. Why do I say that? Because the death is usually what happens outside of us. It's what's happening externally, which makes me feel like there's something that you're doing or expressing that is creating some kind of change within them. The Death card can be incredibly humbling, okay? And it may be because they have avoided making a certain change for a really long time. And now they're like, you know what, you're fucking right. You know, I do need to change this or I do need to do this, but it doesn't feel negative to me. It feels like you guys are releasing a lot of things. It feels like you guys are getting better on not just on a relational level, but also on an independent level. So let's go ahead and see when this is going to occur. Well, we have the Chariot energy. So the Chariot is Cancer, and the Chariot can be between June 21st through July 21st, but it may be like at the very beginning of Cancer season just because the Chariot is reversed. So this can be like something a little bit quicker happening. Okay, so keep that in mind. So and that will be around your birthday. Or no, you're Capricorn. That'll be around your opposite sign's birthday. Okay, Capricorn, thanks a lot and have a good one. Bye for now. Okay, Aquarius, let's see what's going to happen between you and your person when you guys see each other next. We have the Sun card. Some of you can be dealing with your opposite sign, which is Leo. Okay. You guys don't really know, like when you guys see each other, you don't really know where it's going or what's going to happen, but you're just there. You're showing up as yourself. I would be cautious of being too performative for this person or they you, because you have to think that this is the mutual energy. So I still think that you guys are showing up as yourselves, trying to be authentic, optimistic. It seems like both of you are very happy to see one another. I'm not seeing anything negative. You guys are just basically saying like, okay, I'm going to show up as me. They're showing up as them. I'm going to try to stay as optimistic as possible, and we're going to see what happens. That's kind of the consensus between the two of you. I like it because it's optimistic. It's like we're not boxing each other in. We're not saying it has to be exactly like this. We're just showing up, and then the rest will follow suit. Is kind of your vibe. So your energy. Air, well, that's your element. You're probably going to be incredibly talkative when you see them. Very talkative, more logical, more on the logical side. Trying to be open-minded, kind of staying objective. You're just there to learn, you know, you're just there to talk, converse. And again, like stay open-minded. You both are kind of embracing the unknown when it comes to one another. And then we have hurtful events. Okay. You're kind of telling them, You're trying to get them to let go of something. You're telling them that whatever this is that they've been holding on to, whether it is a past pain, whether it is an addiction, a grudge towards you, honestly, you're trying to maybe offer some clarity with that air energy, but you're also encouraging to kind of let bygones be bygones and let things go. Now reverse this if you need to, okay? But that's what I got. You know, because you're kind of saying like, hey, like this is kind of weighing you down, you know, and maybe you're apologizing, and maybe you didn't necessarily do anything wrong. Maybe it's just like a courtesy, like, you know, I'm really sorry you're in pain, or I'm really sorry you're hurting, or whatever it is. Like, is there anything I can do to help you like let go of this, or can we work through this? It seems like you're being considerate, I guess you could say. Like you're being considerate. You're just, it feels like there's a problem and you're trying to problem solve. You're not allowing your emotions to get into it. It's just like, how do we fix XYZ? The Page of Wands reversed. Give me one more on that. The Eight of Swords reversed. The Page of Swords. So you have no intention, like before, I think you may have been stuck in this zone of like not feeling confident, not really being sure on how to express yourself until you got to a point where you're like, you know what, I'm just going to listen, or I'm just going to try to keep an open mind about things. I'm just going to try to observe and watch and respond in the way that I feel makes sense, and just kind of let it go from there. It feels like you're just being more receptive and open than you are like, this is how it's going to go, and this is what I think, and this is how it has to go, or this is what, you know, it's just like you're just kind of listening, like you're being that vessel for this person. The Queen of Pentacles, you either want to commit to them or you are committed. I want to get one more for that. The Eight of Cups. So this is definitely like some kind of past person. So you want to revisit this, but you want to do so in a very methodical and practical way. I don't feel like you're trying to jump into something. I don't feel like you're trying to force anything. I think that you're feeling pretty secure within yourself and about what you have to offer. And in turn, I think that that has created some kind of standard for you and your expectations in a relationship, not just for one person, but also for yourself. So you want to come back around to this, no doubt about it. Let's see your person. Sextile. So they're offering some kind of positive opportunity for the connection. Let's go grab a cup of coffee. Let's talk about what happened. Let's try this again. That's kind of like a sextile. So it's a combination of kind of tension and flow, but the thing is that whatever they're offering you, it doesn't just fall into your lap. Like you have to take it. Okay. Or you don't, right? But usually sextiles lead to a very rewarding situation. This person is telling you to either go to therapy. They're either saying like, oh, let's go to therapy together, right? Let's go to therapy together, or let's go on a spiritual retreat. Let's go on vacation. Let's go somewhere. Let's clear our head. You know, let's go take a walk in the fucking woods, right? Whatever it may be. And this person may even be telling you like, okay, here's my offer. Here's the opportunity that I'm trying to gift to you. Why don't you take a walk and decide if that's something that you're interested in? This is what I want in a relationship. I'm offering it to you. Why don't you take some time to think about it? That's how they're showing up. Ace of Swords. I mean, they're kind of in that energy of being very logical as well. Okay. They're there to not only give you a truth, but ask for your truth. What do you think of this? What are your thoughts? Do you think that this would work for you? I want to get one more on the Ace of Swords. The four, yeah, they're trying to figure out how to get out of some kind of disappointing situation that the two of you went through. The Six of Wands reversed in their feelings. And the Three of Cups reversed. Why? They're basically saying, I'm not going to give this attention. Sorry, Nine of Cups reversed. I'm not really going to give this attention until I feel valued, or until we can get this drama under control, or I don't really want to come together until I can get what I need out of this. I'm not saying they're giving you an ultimatum, but they're being very clear. Like, they're feeling like, well, I don't really want to, you know, I don't want to give Aquarius their flowers yet, symbolically speaking. I don't want to give them their flowers yet, or even come together unless they can agree to my terms or what I want. So when this is most likely to occur, we have the Wheel of Fortune reversed. So this isn't really timing. This is more so like things are up in the air and they need to settle. But the Wheel of Fortune reverse can also say when you let go, like when you let go of control, or you let go of trying to push this so hard. Okay, that can be it as well. So that's what I have for you, Aquarius. Thanks a lot and take care. Bye for now. Hey, Pisces, let's see what's going to happen the next time you and your person see one another. We have Gemini energy. You could be dealing with a Gemini or have that in your chart. And then we have charge ahead. Okay, so this is your guys' mutual energy. Very talkative. I feel like you guys are going to have a lot of questions. You guys may go out in the neighborhood and do some things. Maybe you guys are talking on social media a little bit. It seems like you guys are very determined to have a very specific conversation. Both of you are feeling very confident in what it is that you have to say. And I think that if you guys have any kind of obstacles that you need to overcome with one another, a little bit of open-mindedness and curiosity, emotional intelligence, intellect, and conversation can really do that. So that's what you guys are doing, you know? I'm not mad at you. I mean, and that's the both of you as well. We have Mercury for your energy. So I feel like maybe you're the one that's kind of initiating the communication. Or again, you're very open-minded, very chatty, very ready to talk, you know. It's kind of cute. I just heard the word coquette. Okay, well, not sure what that's about. Then you have Feather of Hope. You're expressing a lot. And you're trying to tell this person to have a little bit of faith or have a little bit of hope. You're trying to uplift this person. You're trying to talk them through whatever you guys are discussing. Like it feels encouraging. And you may be telling them as well that you have hope for the relationship. Or maybe you have hope that you guys can be friends. You know, it can be that as well. But it feels like there are promises being made that you're going to do something that's going to encourage them, or you're like promising them something. You're promising them more of something or less of something that may end up giving them some hope. The Six of Cups, you want to connect, you want to be intimate, you want to have a friendship with them, you know? Doesn't mean you don't want to have a romantic relationship with them, but you want to have a friendship with them as well. And there's this level of intimacy that you have an intent on visiting and journeying through with this particular individual. And you're looking for depth, and you're looking to offer depth on top of it. You're trying to gift them something. You're trying to, again, there's a promise that you're making. And of course, we're going to see like how it's going on their side and everything. But it feels like you both are trying to kind of charge ahead in the connection, and you're making the necessary arrangements and discussions and promises in order to ensure that that happens. The King of Cups reverse for how you're feeling. The Hermit reverse. You may have a paranoia that this person is not being totally honest with you. Okay. You may be like, oh, I don't know, they're bullshitting, or, you know, I don't know. You may be overthinking their, like, the way that they're communicating emotionally or not. You could be overthinking that a little bit. Okay. The moon. Some of you are dealing with a Cancer. I mean, in astrology, the moon rules Cancer. Usually in tarot, the moon has associations with Pisces for some reason. Okay, I still don't understand that. Anyway, this person may be a little bit more introverted, somebody more introspective, maybe a tiny bit fearful of expressing themselves. It feels like they're hiding something, not necessarily something nefarious. Like it just feels like they're kind of more of like a little crab, like in their little shell, hiding their feelings out of fear. They seem to not be able to trust their own emotionality to be able to talk about it. Sky of clarity. This person is asking for clarity from you. Like they want more insight into something. Can I get, what is that? On what? The Seven of Swords reverse. One more. Ten of Pentacles reverse. They're looking for clarity in regards to what your truth is, or maybe a certain guilt that they think that you have regarding long-term success, or something around a job, a relationship. Or they may also feel like you're very self-focused, or you want what you want when you want it, and this is how it should go. And they may feel as well like you have taken a lot of stock into what other people's opinions have been about your relationship or your future, with or without them. And so they may be trying to understand something that they think you've been hiding, or something that they think you've been avoiding. Because they're looking for truth. They're looking for understanding. Because they feel a little like uncomfortable. They feel a little uncomfortable. They're like being a hermit. They're being very like in their shell, fearful. And this person may even have some guilt around like not wanting the same things as you, if I'm going to be honest. And that may be why they are like, okay, well, can you clarify what you mean by that? Or can you be a little bit more honest about what you mean by XYZ? Tell me about that hermit. The Queen of Cups. Yeah, they're keeping their emotions really under wraps. Like it feels like they're trying to understand themselves or find themselves more when it comes to their emotions or how they're feeling, or when it comes to trust. Seven of Pentacles reversed. Forest. They're really worried about like money, or how much they're investing into the connection, because they may fear that they're just wasting their time. Like, oh God, I'm just going to waste my time, or this isn't going to work out the way that I wanted to, yada, yada, yada. So I don't know. It's like you guys are both trying to be open-minded, and you guys are both trying to like charge ahead when it comes to the connection. You both have quite a bit of courage and determination, but this person seems a little bit more on the uncertain side than you do. When this is all going to go down, we have the King of Pentacles. Well, the King of Pentacles is technically Taurus, so this can happen anywhere between April 21st through May 20th. Okay, so that's what I have for you, Pisces. Thanks a lot and take care. Bye for now.